If you're a realtor and you're hoping that the algorithm can end up being a paycheck for you, actually, signing clients, getting more and higher qualified leads, then I'm going to be breaking down the exact three types of content that most of the gurus don't actually share with you. And that right here is, if I scroll to it, top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel content. If you don't understand these three, then you are going to attract low quality leads. If you don't know me, my name is David Bronner. I founded the Real Estate Content Academy, and now I help real estate agents all over the United States and Canada scale with simple content, AI systems. But I want to go into this right now, which is the Realtor content funnel, which really means we're turning our simple content, people from our city, our area, whether they're buyers, sellers, relocation, that's just the first step of being niche. Now, when you're really looking at that, you actually want to be like, okay, what age range? Who is our Steve, our fake character, Steve, if we had one? What would Steve's day to day look like? What would his job look like? What social media platforms is he usually on? So this is just like the beginning of it, but that's how deep you actually want to go. But a lot of people, most of the people just tell you to post more, but they don't tell you what to post. Maybe it's more of your most viral content, more testimonials. But when you're just stuck creating content every day and it's photos, it's videos, it's just listed photos, it's all these kind of things. Like you can get thousands of views and your followers might be like slowly growing. But when you check your phone, you're not actually getting the leads that you're looking for. Or maybe even the right kind of engagement from possibly local people. So the DM conversations, like let's say it's on Instagram, TikTok, that do come in, ghost you after a couple messages, and the calls that you're like finally booking, they're not ready yet. Meanwhile, there are other agents all across the country in your market closing deals from Instagram, and then you're sitting back wondering what you're doing wrong. Again, a lot of views, like your content's performing well, but maybe zero DMs, or maybe no one's even reaching out. Your calls are kind of scattered. Maybe you even closed one or two deals from your social media content. But honestly, like for just being real, that's terrible. Like that's nowhere near where you should be. You're not even closing. Again, maybe just a couple a year. And so you do not have a content problem, you have a funnel problem. The big idea. So there's a front end and a back end. You've probably heard these terms before. But most realtors are treating social media content like a megaphone. They're broadcasting like content and they're just hoping someone calls. That is not a system. That is relying on something that ultimately you shouldn't be, and that's gambling with your time. So the front end of it all, what it does is you want to attract the right people and qualify them through your content. Not through your conversations, not through your consultations, but through the content itself. So your role is to create strategic content that moves your followers from strangers to an interested prospect. Your top of funnel content gets attention. It's going to be the stuff that gets the most views. Your middle of funnel are things that are going to build trust. It's going to be people who might be possibly looking to move, and you're really just showing a little bit more of the in-depth real estate knowledge you have. And then bottom of funnel content is stuff that creates desire. People who are little in sales terms ready to quote unquote buy, they just haven't yet, which usually means that you just need more testimonials or more social proof. Now there's back end. So what it does, you want to capture contact info, nurture interest, and you want it, and booking qualified calls. And so your role is building an automated system that converts the attention that you're getting into appointments. That could be through a possible new AI software. That could be through a DM setter, saving you time getting calls on your calendar without you having to actually put a ton of effort into it. Lead magnets to capture emails. You could have your own VSL, which is a video sales letter, which is usually a 8 to 15 minute video. Really just like how it says, video sales letter. You're basically, in a way, selling yourself without just, selling yourself, selling without selling. Email sequences, still super important, even though I love content. I love calls, I love the sales part of it, I love the email processes. sales calls to actually sign a client. So without the back end, you're also just an influencer. This gets you obviously views, followers, leads, but without the front end, you have nothing to convert. So you need both. You do need a good amount of both. So the front end, like we said in the beginning, the top of funnel. So every piece of content you create should fit into one of these three categories. Each stage serves a specific purpose in moving people closer to working with you. Now, me personally, a lot of you might follow me on Instagram. That's my main business driver. So I currently have a lot of top of funnel content, and that's great. But that means I need to convert more followers. The thing is also with top of funnel content, which we'll get into in a second, is that it might get you more unqualified leads. Just how it is. You're going to get more views, but a lot of different people, whether that's unqualified financially, their situation, not looking to move at all. They just like the content. But the goal for top of funnel is to get discovered by new local viewers. Again, that's one of the biggest things. If you're not attracting local views, local people, then there's no point. Your audience is going to be broad. Again, on that top of funnel, you're not targeting the content for people like looking to move at this moment, but it's going to be some educational, entertainment, easy to understand. It's usually going to talk about your city. Usually is going to be talking about your city, your area. Again, it's going to get views, follows, shares. Now, when we dive into middle of funnel content, the goal is to build authority and to keep qualified viewers engaged. So your audience, considering a move in basically 3 to 12 months, that's going to be like a good, qualified lead. So your content style is going to be process focused, educational, specific. So this would be videos that you're just filming your phone, and maybe you're using something like a contrarian hook, which means you're going to be comparing something popular to your own opinion, where it's like, you know what? Netflix gets billions of views every single month, but living in San Francisco is going to give you some crazy, that's a freaking terrible example. But you're using, again, something contrarian to actually hook people in. That could be one style. It could be a simple prompt reel, a 3 to 7 second video that is a little more intent focused. You're talking more about specific neighborhoods that you were to move in if you were making this amount of income. So again, people that are slightly more interested, maybe again, 3 to 12 months out, or just starting to know that they do want to move. Again, for these success metrics, we're going to look at saves, comments, profile visits. Now you have bottom of funnel, which like we mentioned was people who are in sales terms ready to buy. They're ready to buy. They just haven't been hit with that truly, they just haven't bought yet. So the goal is to convert your warmest people, which have been sitting in this middle of funnel content, into leads. So these are people who are going to be ready to buy within 90 days, or at least ready to, start that process with you. So this content style is going to be social proof, case studies, behind the scenes, things that are actually going to build the most trust with you. And this is hopefully going to be some sort of video content. You can do it with photo, but you can't do it entirely with photo content. And these metrics, you're going to want to see your DM conversations, your story replies, people clicking on your links in your bio, and then actually seeing if you're booking calls at the end of the day. So top of funnel content is going to be getting attention in your city. So top of funnel content is your discovery engine. It introduces you to people who don't even know that they need you yet. The goal isn't to sell them, it's to be helpful, relatable, and memorable enough for them to follow you. So you might be asking, what makes great top of funnel content? Number one is hyper local. So naming neighborhoods, streets, landmarks in your city. Again, it could be your area. Me in California, I live in the Bay Area, but I live in the East Bay, and then I live in a specific city. And then I guess you can go into counties. Broadly useful. so anyone considering a move can find value in it. Shareable, so easy for viewers to share to friends or family. And there's no jargon, so it explains concepts like you're talking to a friend. You're not going to use a ton of in-depth real estate knowledge. You might be sharing a little bit of your local value, but you're going to be talking about situations that people in your city are going through, places that are opening up, things like that. And you want to post probably about 3 of these per week. So mixed formats. You could do carousels. You could use quick reels, what I call prompt reels, which are 3 to 7 second videos that loop and have value in the caption. I'm sure some of you have seen those. Or even longer videos for neighborhood tours. So here's 10 top of funnel content ideas that you could try. So this would be speaking. These would basically be some sort of a hook. If you're moving to Oakley, here are 3 things that nobody tells you. A best starter home in neighborhoods in this city for under a certain amount. Again, every single thing we are talking to our ICP, which is our ideal client. So whenever you're mentioning a specific neighborhood, a home in a price range, a benefit or a myth, those have to be things that your specific person in that age range, in that life experience, do they have kids? Do they not? Like, you need to talk about to your ICP with every single post. There are 2 things that you need to talk about. And one thing is your ICP, which is basically your ideal client. But then there's also a dream follower. So who's your dream follower? They're going to be a little more broad. Your dream follower is going to be attracted to a lot of top of funnel content. They just love your area. They love you. They love the content. And then your ICP is going to be someone who is in the middle of funnel. Basically someone who is ready to buy in those 3 to 12 months. What content is going to connect with them? Middle of funnel, beautiful stuff. This is where most people lack. So this builds trust and authority. Middle of funnel is where you separate yourself from every other agent posting listing photos, where you demonstrate expertise, share your process, and prove you actually know what you're doing. People at this stage are researching. So your job is to be the best source. So the perfect middle of funnel sweet spot is content that is specific enough to be useful, but broad enough to apply to many situations. So you're teaching the process without giving away the store. So think of how buying works, not, here's the exact contract I use. So 10 middle of funnel content ideas that will build the authority is winning with multiple offers. How I beat 5 other offers without overpaying. FHA versus conventional in plain English. Or there's some of these reels. I don't know if you guys seen this. It's like explaining complicating things with kitty, with a little just kitty animation and simple funny terms like FHA versus conventional loans explained by kitty. Something funny like that. So these ideas here are what you can screenshot. You can take a screenshot right now or save the video, put it in your, watch later list. And these are 10 that you can go over that will be more middle of funnel. It's not like testimonials in a way that your bottom of funnel clients need, your leads, but things that are actually going to get people engaged. Because the best thing that you need to do is put these in formats that people want to watch. Because you can talk about all of these. Now, these are broad ideas. You need to niche them down to yourself. And what you can do is you can just copy this, put it into ChatGPT, tell it who your ideal client is, and tell it to put this in a 5th grader terminology, and how would I explain this in a 30-second reel with a contrarian hook. And you'd be on a great start with a great video. Add a text hook, call to action for a lead magnet in your caption, and you're set. Now your bottom of funnel. So this is converting viewers into ready clients. Bottom of funnel has one job: to make them choose you and not any other agent. You. This is proof-heavy, results-focused content that shows that you are the obvious choice for anyone to move. So what separates bottom of funnel from everything else? Bottom of funnel content is personal and specific. You're not teaching concepts anymore. You're showing real wins with real clients. This is where testimonials, case studies, behind the scenes footage do your heavy lifting. Every piece of bottom of funnel content should answer the question, why should I work with this agent instead of anyone else? I'm actually going to show you a client of mine named Garrison, and he's been freaking killing it on TikTok. I think about a month ago, he had like 4 new buyers in 1 week. And I'm going to try to find this one Instagram reel he made where he had someone like purely reach out to him. Okay, so here's the video. Again, it's 3 to 7 seconds with an audio, text on the screen. POV, your client closed on a home in Austin for less than $10,000 down and less than $2,000 a month. This lady right here, hi, this is exactly what I need right now. Can you help me out? She again reached out to him in the comment section, and they are now working together and they're about to close on a home. This is what I mean by super simple bottom of funnel content. It can literally be some behind the scenes footage with him, the key, in the home, looking at it, boom, beautiful. So this is stuff that makes people just trust you even more. It's not meant to get thousands of views, but to build that trust. So here's 8 bottom of funnel. So you can do case study wins, behind the scenes, testimonials, offer milestones, before and after timelines, closing day reveals, problem solving Instagram stories. Honestly, using Instagram stories is going to be one of the biggest ways that you bring in clients. And here's that back end conversion system. So this is where most realtors completely drop the ball. They get views, they build the trust, and then nothing. No way to capture contact info, no follow-up, no system to convert attention into appointments. So first, you usually start with a lead magnet, which could be some sort of payment guide, location guide, and then you get the email. So you now are nurturing them maybe 2 times a week with a email. Like everyone in my academy has a whole GPT prompt template by one of my the guys who actually do my own emails. We customized it for agents in the academy. And there can be what's called a VSL page. Not many real estate agents have one, but it is a super popular option. And again, it's a video sales letter. It's too much to go into right now, but it's basically a video introducing yourself, what you do, problems you solve, and then at the end, basically offering a call with you. And so that's, again, your whole funnel, because then they go through all of this. And if you, again, are continuously pointing them back to this VSL page, they're always reminded that they can book a call with you. So your backend is your 24/7 sales machine. So while you're sleeping, qualify your leads. While you're showing homes, it book calls without you even like lifting a finger. And so here's how each part works. So your lead magnet, like I said, offer value in exchange for the email. Email sequence will nurture and build urgency. Your VSL page pre-sells your process and your expertise. And your sales call diagnoses needs, and you can recommend a next step. So lead magnets that actually convert, this is something that I'm massive on. A lead magnet is a free resource that you offer in exchange for an email address, possibly phone number as well. It needs to be valuable enough for someone to trade their contact info for it. So not so complex that you spend weeks creating it. So best picks by niche. Buyers love affordability calculators. Sellers love a prep list. Relocators love a city guide. So there's this. You have a location guide, a relocation guide. First-time buyer playbooks. Offerability calculator. Affordability. New construction guide. Now you do not want to give someone all of these options. These should be call to actions. So when they comment on a specific post, you have your ManyChat automation, which is a software that can basically send out lead magnets to people in your Instagram or TikTok DMs. And so too many decisions leads to indecision. So if you have a whole link tree with a bunch of links in it, no one's actually going to pick one over the other. You're going to get a very extremely low conversion rate. So you want to actually have these be specific. You want to offer these at specific times. And if you want to know more in depth about how to actually use this and implement all of this, the first link in the description is going to send you to a video that's actually going to help you understand everything more in depth so that you can actually like take things away from all of this and make sure that you actually do the work so that you actually will be able to get leads, views, qualify them, and use social media content as not a not a full-time new job, but just with a couple hours a week, being able to make a content and AI system so that it only takes you a couple hours a week to do. Again, I know y'all are busy. So you can check out that link at the top of the description. But if you want to like the video, it really helps out the channel. If you want to subscribe to see more, again, you can unsubscribe anytime. It doesn't really matter to me. So I will see you guys in the next video.